Still staying on top, which is pretty good. Might cut him loose here now that the riding time's down. Now we're down to a takedown, right? And Jordan Tight.
Tony said that height wins, and Vega making sure that pressure's to Jordan's head. Oh, he's got a cradle locked up out of that.
He's going to get
but he's able to fight out.
Right, there's a takedown. And again,
he's going to win this one this afternoon over Jordan Titus. He got a point awarded there at the buzzer plus the ride time point. So it's going to be Vega winning this. Konner ranked 13th in the country against TJ Langley at 149 pounds.
Ooh, nice takedown.
Yeah, Swiderski jumps out in front.
Things was youth is no excuse to not go out there and dominate. And I think that that's something that Swiderski has carried with himself throughout his career. Gets another takedown there on the edge. And, you know, being able to come into a new program with a new face and, you know, just continue to excel.
Well, I think that he was ready for that kind of getting beat up down there on the bottom that way.
6-3 Oklahoma State. We move on to 157, which we anticipated being the man. Really had to give it everything he had to win that matchup. Just didn't quite look right. Waters obviously
just working towards him. He's going to get a takedown here eventually, and maybe get a chance to turn him.
Yeah, 3 points there for the Oklahoma State wrestler. Let's go across to Jared.
Got to keep figuring it out, keep showing up, and it's a long season. I got the bottom, I guess. You know, it's 3 points. That's what I got to do.
All right, Casey, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the year.
Casey to bail out or try to get out of bounds there. He was looking for opportunities to score, which he did, and there's another takedown. Just a nice little go behind, pulled him forward, kind of went behind a little bit, but he's been doing a nice job of that, and now that's his third takedown in the first period.
At North Carolina back on Friday and was really in a battle. Laird Root of North Carolina. Waters ended up winning that.
But I know when you're competing, you can't be concerned about that at all, right? It's about wrestling this match. You start defending your record, you're in trouble. Your mind's in the wrong spot. So it's about continuing to go out and attack, find ways to do this. You see Robideau doing a great job of continuing to attack Evans in this situation. Now he's just going to try to get this takedown, I would think.
There it is, the three-pointer. That wins it for Robideau, number 2 in the country. And he's victorious here. The freshman improving to 7-0. Robideau.
Iran. David Taylor won the career head-to-head against him multiple times, taking him out in the world championships multiple times. Was just a legend.
Impressive quickness there. And he finishes it. Lockett with the first 3 points of this one in the final 10 seconds of period number. There's the reversal. Again, incredible quickness by the freshman Ladarian.
Straight in front of him most of the time, right? It's hard to score from there.
So the freshman Lockett hangs on and wins at 165 pounds. Oklahoma State goes up 14-3. In the U, Conley Friday at North Carolina. Contino in there again against 7th-ranked Alex Facundo, and we're underway at 174 pounds.
It's a great way to meet people and expand who you are, and being around great people is always a plus and a benefit.
First 2 points there, or I should say 3 points on the takedown for Facundo.
Dude. Ooh. That was a little bit of an Olay, right? A shot, he kind of Olayed and went around him.
7-2.
Point, West Virginia.
And on a nice single, does a nice job. Contino can't stay there. He's going to get up and thrown on his back that way. Got that cross wrist now.
Last year with the Nittany Lions, and again, highly ranked wrestler here at 174 pounds as he scores again.
Yeah, I don't know why he's warning for stalling. I mean, he's really just being overpowered and he's getting beat. I mean, and now he's hanging here in a bad spot, which makes him easy to get turned from that perspective, right? And 16 to full lower than that, though. He is kind of hitting him right across the bridge of the nose a little bit. And a lot of times, pretty dominant win by Facundo.
Final seconds here, 20. Yeah,
right?
Bonus points there. The 20-5 victory for Facundo. Ranked again number 7 in the country. So Oklahoma State rolling right along, as that's the West Virginia's second victory. He's up against Zach Ryder.
Well, Ian Bush is definitely capable of getting a win here. He has a little inconsistency from time to time, and there's little like technical things that happen every once in a while. And obviously against top-tier guys, those little technical things are the difference between, well, being ranked 9th or 10th versus being ranked 21st.
He has a couple of victories against ranked opponents, including Caleb Campos of American. That was back last month in November. He also defeated 16th ranked Cole Mulhauser of Princeton here at Hope Coliseum back in November as well. So after his third victory against a ranked opponent.
You know, and he wrestled a pretty good tournament out in Vegas, was one match away from placing. And actually, I think the two people that he lost to obviously were both, obviously one of them placed because the one he lost to was in the round of place, but even on the front end of it. So, you know, he's right there. A little bit familiar, sort of a little bit like Jordan Titus, like right there. You're right on the cusp. You've got to find some ways to win a couple of these matches, which again comes down to scoring points. These tight matches, these ones that we saw, you saw the guys from Oklahoma State being disappointed that it's a 6-3 match. That I want to be scoring 10, 12 points a match. And if he can hang with me for 10, 12 points a match, then he can hang with me, right? But that's not what's happening at the moment. And so you want to see that score kind of split or start to move up, which means you're generating offense.
Nearly 2 minutes gone here in this first period.
That was really the same, you know, along the same lines of Alex Facundo was just talking about that too, you know, just trying to get that confidence. You know, the more points you score, the more dominant that you are, the more your confidence gets back. And that's what he was saying. He didn't really get to compete as much so far into his college career. So now this year he's getting to compete every single match, every time. He's Oklahoma State's guy. And, you know, just going out, scoring points, getting that confidence back like he said he had before he was in college. So, you know, just taking advantage and running up that scoreboard.
Ryder, like Facundo at 174, a Penn State transfer.
Zach sat behind the only 5-time NCAA champ in history, Carter Srirachi. So, you know, just that room, being a part of that room is, you know, definitely something special. And, you know, it was those two and lightweight Gary Steen. They were, all three of them came over to Oklahoma State, and just to keep them together, I would like to see what they feel the difference.
WVU's women's basketball season continues next Sunday at 2 o'clock with the start of Big 12 conference play. The Houston Cougars will come to Hope Coliseum looking for their first win against the Mountaineers in the 6th meeting of the series. Log on next Sunday at 2 o'clock for West Virginia against Houston Women's Hoops. This event and thousands of others available on your TV or mobile device in the ESPN app.
1 point, Oklahoma State.
Just an escape there by Ryder. It's a nice job getting to his feet and getting out for one. Again, like a lot of times, you don't want to spend time on the bottom. It's a little harder to score from the bottom than everywhere else, so you want to try to get out of there as quick as you possibly can. For a variety of different reasons. So now back on their feet. And again, the challenge is you're straight in front of somebody. You're going to hear from the sidelines all the time for everybody. Move your feet, keep moving to get to a corner, get to an angle. Do certain things that keep them a little bit off balance. The tendency sometimes is you make contact at the same level every single time. Now, can I use that as a means to set somebody up? Yes. Make contact at the same level and then change the level of what I'm doing? so that he starts to reach for me in a certain place and I'm not there anymore. But neither guy's really taken a shot, so where neither guy's really been threatening to each one. There's not really been any good underhooks, anything going to the side. There's no 2-on-1s pulled down to try to change an angle, make somebody feel uncomfortable like you're getting to their corner.
So really that position right there, that almost like a clinch from like Greco, and you know, Ryder's been working the, you know, the 2-on, the both hands on his head from the collar tie, trying to control the head, and it's just been even headbutts all match.
Yeah.
No real, like you said, no real level changes or, you know, go out and get one. Just can't really clear anything.
Now, if we're bighorn sheep, then that we got something going, but that's not the way this is going to work.
Final 10 seconds, period number 2. Anyone's match at 184. Ian Bush and Zach Ryder, as we will head to the third period. Selection for Bush. He'll pick bottom, trailing 1-0 at this point.
All right, yeah, it took him about half a second to figure out that he wanted to be down.
One, two. Drop down, one.
Bush trying to get up, get this thing squared.
He could cut hard turn inside. He's probably out. I think he turned the wrong way. But
1 point, West Virginia.
Takedown likely going to win this one here in the final 90 seconds.
I think that's what both of them are trying to do. They're both trying to snap somebody to see if they can get a go behind or spin behind or get him to pop up. But they're also both smart defensively, and they're not really allowing that to happen. So try to dig that underhook a little bit, and there's a little bit of attempt of a shot, but easily defended by Bush. There's a little bit of movement, a little in and out.
Down to the final 50 seconds. Ride time not a factor. We're locked up at 1 apiece. Stall warning against Bush.
Yeah, I've just not been very impressed with the warnings for stalling.
30 seconds left.
He's got the leg up pretty good. He's got a chance to score here. Oh, he does a good job of knocking him down, and that's going to be, that should be, did he give him 3?
He gave him 3.
Did he?
I believe he waved it off.
Take it away.
He was
yeah,
waving no takedown.
Coach Flynn had the brick ready to fire. That should draw a whistle. There we go. Oh, and a stall warning. Then that's going to be a point. Second stall warning against Bush.
Well,
with 10 seconds left.
I don't. So in the one sense, Ryder definitely is initiating things, but on the second part, he just kicked out. He's standing out of bounds. He shoots out of bounds, and he gives him a warning for stalling for that.
Yeah, here comes the brick.
I don't even know that he can challenge that. He's going to challenge a warning for stalling.
Well, it looked like the two officials, Derek Lark's the lead official, and Craig Blake, it looked like they were going to discuss it initially. Then they didn't, and now Lark is over talking with Coach Flynn, and they are going to take a look at this.
I mean, he literally turned back toward him and shot, and he warned him for stalling. Well, he was standing out of bounds. I don't know. And look, if it was the other way around, I'd still be perplexed at why that would be called a warning for stalling. But I think sometimes these guys insert themselves from time to time, right? So now I don't know if they're going to review the actual takedown thing either. That's where he gave him 3, but then he took it away because he's not really, he was just touching his ankle. It wasn't really advanced behind him. But that's not, the stall warning is obviously where the problem is. And then he turns, right? He turns and he shoots him out of bounds. I don't know, what do you want him to do? Is he supposed to shoot back in?
Again, the 3 points taken away by the lead official.
Right.
And
Trying to watch.
Ryder
Yeah.
drug him back into inbounds, went for the trip, and there's the whistle, right?
No, they didn't blow the whistle. He was in bounds. Ian Bush was out of bounds. And Ryder shoots at him when he's almost standing on the floor, and that's where he calls Ian Bush for stalling. I don't know, because he wasn't offensive. He didn't try to work to get back in. He got up and he shot, and then they warned him for stalling. I don't know.
The officials again continue to view it.
Now, all that said, the reason that you work to keep generating offense is so that you're not putting yourself in that position. All right, what are we doing?
And like you were saying earlier, I don't know if you
After review, we do have an upheld calls on the mat. No takedown. The takedown was wiped off. The kick out call is upheld. We have warning, 1 red.
So just like they called it, give him the 3, take it away, and then the stall warning stands against Bush to make it 2-1. There's 10 seconds to go. Bush has to score quickly.
He's not going to be able to score that quickly. He's going to get in an overhook position, and he's going to.
Ryder just fought him off as the buzzer sounds. So it's thousands of others available on your TV or mobile device in the ESPN app.
1 point, Oklahoma State.
Just an escape there by Ryder.
Ready to fire. That should draw a whistle. There we go. Oh, and a stall warning. Then that's going to be a point. Second stall warning against Bush. Going to go down in the books for a 2-1 win for Zach Ryder over Ian Bush. That's about as tough of a defeat as you'll see.
I just hate when the official, and it sort of speaks to why that first warning happened in the first place. So I don't belabor the point, but if you're generating, working to generate and score offense, that's why that first warning happened in the first place. So I don't belabor the point, but if you're generating, working to generate and score offense, the chances of being called for stalling are a lot less. But I don't know that either guy was super high end generating offense in any of that match.
6 consecutive wins for Oklahoma State and a 22-3 lead. 2 of those victories came with bonus points. And the Cowboys have come out on the road today to West Virginia and looked every bit the number 5 team in the country as they're up 22-5. Let's go over to Jared, who's with Zach Ryder.
Zach, congratulations on that win. Obviously, the controversy, you got the crowd going wild, you got the other coaches going wild. What's your corner telling you about how to keep your composure for the rest of that match?
Yeah, they're just telling me to stay present, because I'm like, was that not 3? And then they're like, stay present, doesn't matter, it's in the past. I'm like, was that not 1 at least, like a stall call? They're like, doesn't matter, that's gone, stay present. They're like, be prepared to be 1-1 instead of 2-1. So they were just keeping me present. If the call didn't go my way, then so what, go get the next takedown.
Zach, congratulations. Good luck the rest of this year.
Thank you.
Well, the first call didn't go his way, but the second one did, as he got the stall point, which ultimately decided the match.
Well, look, what he just talked about, in the sense, that's how you want your mindset to be, period. Not just in wrestling, in any sport, well, life. I mean, what happened, and you have to adjust to it, whatever it is, and you got to move forward from there. We get caught up in talking about terms like momentum and things along those lines. That doesn't really exist. That's a sort of figment in our mind. What happened the last time, what happened a minute ago, what happened a second ago, does not determine or dictate what happens in the next couple of seconds. That's a mind thing that we trick ourselves into thinking, trying to predict stuff. It doesn't matter. Just get ready to do the next thing. And the better you train that, on the mat, the better you train that in competition, the better you train that in your life, the better chance you have to put yourself in a position to be successful regardless of what you're doing.
Neutral start here. 2 minutes deep into this 197-pound matchup. Brune Lawrence of West Virginia against Cody Merrill. Again, 2 ranked wrestlers. Now we've got another whistle.
All right, this is really attacking the head. Now, we just talked about that. It doesn't matter, right? I gotta be paying attention to what I'm doing here. So he's using his hand to sort of judge distance, more or less, right? And it's a little bit of a a stop in terms of something else that I got to go through in order to get to you. I think the initial reason why they got real big on that was in relation to concussions, but that's not.
Yeah.
That's a tap. If you're getting a concussion from that, then your brain is in some serious trouble.
Final few seconds here in period number 1. As we are scoreless between Lawrence and Merrill. Cody Merrill, redshirt freshman, 6-1 on the year, native of Gilroy, California. And he was coached by former Cowboy legend Daniel Cormier out there in California.
Yeah, wonder whatever happened to him.
There's an escape, first point of the match.
1 point, Oklahoma State.
Merrill again redshirted last year, won 12 times, 3 wins over ranked opponents. Lawrence comes in number 21. Actually number 22, Merrill number 7.
And I think Lawrence too has gotten better as the year. In the front end of the year, he struggled a little bit with a little bit of the adjustment from high school to college and the strength and power, especially at this weight class, right? You're wrestling against guys that are pretty together. And so it's been an adjustment that he's been making, and I think he's been doing a lot better at managing the weight element of it, the power ratio that goes with it. And he's been wrestling far better over the last couple of weeks than the front end of the season where he started.
Oklahoma State in control of this one. Ty Waters, WVU's number 1 ranked wrestler at 157. One of 4 Mountaineer wrestlers out of the lineup today. And Oklahoma State has certainly taken advantage of that. They've got a couple of matches where they've earned bonus points, and they're up 22-3 here at 197. And we've still got 2 more. We started at 133. So the heavyweights, and then we'll finish it off with Strickenberger and Spratley at 125.
Lawrence took that shot, but left his arm up there, almost got whipped over, which is not good. Well, not good if you're a West Virginia fan.
And still, even for him to be able to escape that, circle out of that position, it's just all of these matches today have been so even that every little situation like that is just going nowhere. There, you gotta, like you said, put multiple moves together to score any points in this duel.
And that's the prep for the rest of the season, and especially going into the national tournament. It's not a one move and score. It's like you've got to be prepared to a bit of a chain. It might take you 20-30 seconds to score some points when you're wrestling against high caliber guys who can defend and move, right? They're agile. The people are quick and strong, and they have some ability to move, so they're not standing stationary in one place like a tree.
Lawrence trying to get up and get out, get this one tied.
Sort of trying to play the game a little bit about staying close to the mat so that he puts his knee down and catches locked hands. Wow, that was... Are we gonna... It's a lot of time on the boundary right there.
Yeah. Looked like for a split second they were completely out of bounds. Didn't draw the whistle. We continue on. There is the whistle with 1:15 left.
I get sucked into that too every once in a while, because it's not really whether your feet or stuff are out of bounds. It's being over the cone or the cylinder of the edge, which goes straight to this. So I could be out of bounds, but my head is still in bounds, and we're still in bounds technically, right? Now, the official can call that out of bounds if he wants to, but especially in a thing that's like a nothing going on situation and restart it.
Merrill controlling this from the top.
Ooh, that might have hurt a little bit. That was a foot on the floor.
Merrill just doing a nice job. Rune's getting up to his base, getting that body up, but Merrill just riding that claw and that inside that thigh pry right there. That really blocks off everything. And even right there, whenever you see it, that arm's able to switch from that thigh pry right into that tight waist. Really keep Merrill in the top position there, even whenever you got a 197-pound guy on the bottom rolling through, going out of bounds. It's tough to stay on top of.
Merrill now has built the ride time up over a minute, which is crucial because obviously Lawrence gets out, we're tied. And Merrill has that ride time point. And there's a caution against Merrill.
Yeah, warning for stalling on top for riding, basically, right? Just where you're riding, so you're not really demonstrating any chance of trying to turn him at all.
And, you know, Merrill and the Oklahoma State coaches are happy with that because there's 36 seconds left. So it's, you know, there wasn't really any time there where it was close to a turn or scoring any points. It's just that thigh pry and either the short claw or the long claw. There's a one-on-one.
And looks like he's going to ride him out. Does a nice job of being on top. You know, riding, I mean, he really doesn't let Lawrence to his feet a whole lot. He does sit there. Now, the only problem that he would have is if he gives up a reversal or with 7 seconds left, not likely. There's going to be another warning for stalling at a point. So look, if you're Lawrence, you got 6 seconds left.
Right.
You got 6 seconds to get out and tie the match and go into overtime, go into sudden victory. If you're Merrill, you got 6 seconds left to hold him down. Your likelihood of getting called for stalling again in 6 seconds is not real high, unless you screw up and lock your hands or something.
There's the restart. Lawrence trying to get up. They roll through. 2 seconds, 1 second, nettle in. So the ride time point decides this one. Merrill defeats Rune Lawrence 2-1.
Unless you screw up and lock your hands or something.
There's the restart. Lawrence trying to get up. They roll through. 2 seconds, 1 second, nettle in. So the ride time point decides this one. Merrill defeats Rune Lawrence 2-1. Incredibly tight matches back to back. But 25 pounds. Wilson Spires in the lineup for the injured Brock Kaler for West Virginia. Konner Doucet, another top 10 ranked wrestler. Doucet ranked 8th in the country. And Doucet in on a shot. 15 seconds in.
Well, you know, we were talking about how tight this match is. Aside from the 2 technical falls, there's only 12 points that Oklahoma State has scored Carolina, even though they were pretty competitive in that too. Didn't travel real well necessarily and ended up losing that dual meet. But this one, I think they've been pretty competitive and wrestling pretty hard throughout most of it.
There's your 4 back points. And Doucet still to work 4 more.
You got replaced by the guy who wins the Hodge Trophy and has one of the greatest upsets in the history of NCAA wrestling in order to do that. But still, man, that's not an easy spot to be in mentally.
Doucet just gets the first period fall, the 112 mark. So, well, Konner Doucet looks like he's wrestling angry. Back in that lineup after having to sit last year. Very, very impressive. A couple of near falls. Spratley, an Oklahoma native, but transferred into the Cowboys program from Minnesota.
20, nice job by Spratley and a nice shot, but tried to dump it and wasn't able to get it exactly the way he wanted. But there's going to be the 3-point takedown. He did a nice job at turning the corner, and just as we talked about, trying to get that turn, got a little high off of Spratley, showing way more flexibility than my shoulders will ever allow. And now trying to get the turn himself. He was pretty close to having that tilt.
Time, however, will expire.
Yep, no, that's kind of a thing. I mean, a nice follow-up to that, but a well-wrestled match by Spratley. Does a good job in getting throwing. And again, your competitors, and hey, match is over, good job. There we go.
6-2, Spratley over Strickenberger, so their personal duel is even at 2 wins